Hey there, Internet. Keeve here, and welcome to the Cars with Keeve YouTube channel. And before you see the Adams pressure washer. This is the Pro 2.0. This is their newest model. So I picked it up, but I actually picked up the basic kit, which is supposed to come with a spray gun, a hose. They never sent me the kit. I do want to say they do have excellent customer service. They replied very quickly to my email, and then I just hit them back and said, hey, just refund me the difference. And also, I totally forgot to use my discount code that was on at the time. Could you please apply that as well? And they applied it. So it's $250 off because I paid $700 for the basic kit. It's $599 for just the pressure washer, $699 for the basic kit, and $799 for the ultimate kit, which is the basic kit with a foam cannon. This to me looks like an Ava V6 P90. Looks to me like they whitelisted a product. Ava for sure is not whitelisting from Adams. The same cage is available from Ava. Literally the nozzles say 1.09 millimeters. They're in the Ava measurements and not in the normal like US standard, the 3.0, 4.0, 5.0. You know, when it says 3.0, 2.0, or whatever it says, that is a measurement of how many GPM that nozzle is capable of at exactly 4,000 PSI. That's how the standard nozzle sizing that they use, which confuses people because on foam cannons, we talk about orifice sizes, 1.1, 1.25. Well, that's 1.1 millimeters. That's 1.25 millimeters. That's like a 3.5 and a 4.0 orifice nozzle. These are 1.09s, which equates to about a 3.0 size nozzle. Now, I also think that maybe this thing did perform more initially, and then they dialed it down because on their box, 1200 PSI at 1.9 GPM operating. The machine says 1.7 GPM operating at 1200 PSI, and the listing on the Adams website says 1.76 GPM at 1200 PSI. So I wonder if they made a change to decide, hey, we want longer durability. That's a 6-piston pump. The Ava 3 pistons deliver close to this kind of performance. The Active, the reason it delivers so much GPM for such a small machine is because it has a 5-piston pump. 6-piston pump. Massive induction motor. Dual insulated. It is fully sealed, so this is not a serviceable unit. It does come with a wall mount, so it kind of goes on the wall like this. You would hook this because you can't go in this direction because there's no bar, obviously, but that's where the hose comes in and out on the sides, so you can't have that up against the wall. Kind of heavy. You make sure you secure this really well, which is going to be kind of hard because the bracket has 3 holes that are very close together, so you're not going to be able to put that between 2 studs. So you're definitely going to have to anchor that really well. 2 holes up front. Well, those 2 holes, you get these quick connects. Throw that through there on that big side like that. So this way you'll be able to hook your foam cannon right here. And then you can hook your spray gun up to this one. Up here you have like an aluminum conversion that converts the thread pattern to a garden hose thread, 3/4 inch garden hose thread. Now the last thing you get is this right here. This is the adapter that I would have wanted when I tested the Ava products. And it converts it to a 3/8 inch male quick disconnect. And that plugs in here. Like snaps right in. Why wouldn't you have just had this that way to begin with? No, because you bought the whitelisted Ava product and you have to convert it to be able to work with your stuff. For example, this is the Ava hose. Very familiar adapter, right? It is the exact same thing. Here's our quick connect. It should pop right on, right? Oh, it feels like, I thought it was secured when I was using it, when I was testing it. No. When I turned it on, it was working okay for a second, and then boom, put a hole in my garage. I'll show you a little bit later on my installation. Well, that's because I've tried 4 different adapters from 4 different companies, and none of them will lock in on this fitting. Now, the one that comes with Adams may, because it may be cut a little bit different. Who knows? But if you're given a 3/8 inch adapter to use with any other hose, it doesn't work. Let's just take your flathead, stick it up under here, and it pops this red piece off. Go all the way in and get that click in. And we know we're good. If we want to release it, this bar is still here, and we can pop it out. Does have a pretty decent electrical cord, 35 foot long, very nice storage. It's got 4 prongs on the back here. So you take like your MJJC V2, just like that. This is a great idea, it really is. And boom, like that. You have your 2 storages. Then you're gonna ask Keeve, well, can it be taken off of the cage and be put on a shelf? Not gonna work. It does have mounting points here on the bottom that has a flat side with rubber pads. But your hose is right here. Does have really nice rubber footing. It is a really nice, durable, strong cage. The design of this, the Ava V6 is very nice, which is why I'd seen it before. And I'm like, wow, I can't wait for that to come to US. They brought their basic ones. Been waiting, and Adams brought it for us, but they didn't bring us everything that we wanted. Check out the link in the description below for anything in the video. This is only from Adams right now. It's not available anywhere else. I have no affiliate or anything with them. Only buy when there's a discount available. If there's a discount available, there will be one. Just keep checking back every day. There's always a discount code at some point. Never pay full price from Adams. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get to testing. So here we are, all hooked up. We have our Elay garden hose spray nozzle, which I love, our 5/8" Flexilla swivel grip hose. We have the Elay connector right there, the male connector going into the inlet. Then on this side, we have our Blue Shield 1/4 inch coming out with that connection there, and it is secured because you can see right there, that's the damage that was done when it popped out under full pressure because that red piece was keeping it from being fully secured. Here's one thing, it has a very long ramp up time, which in return for longevity of the machine is better, that it builds in rather than just instantly on, doing this huge kickback that a lot of pressure washers does when they start. It's not even, oh, there we go. You saw how long that took. Now, when I washed the full car, I had it coming in pretty quick, like maybe a second delay. And then in the next car, it would be doing that. That is a long ramp up. If you want to circumvent that, do a little double trigger pull, do a little, you can get that to come in a little bit quicker. You see the spray is good. It's very uniform and it's got a decent amount of water. This is our 40-degree tip. Definitely way better than any of the Ryobis out there, or Ryobi, whatever you want to call it. Karchers or any of those. That's not bad. Let's try it out with a foam can and see. Well, actually, let's check the amps on this real quick. 13.5 amps, so it is not working very hard on the stock nozzle, which to me, I believe we're going to be pretty safe with a 1.25 orifice on a foam cannon. We have our MJGC Pro V2 foam cannon, one of the best foam cannons on the market. Just foams amazingly well. In here is incredible size, just 1 ounce to 32 ounces, so 32:1 dilution ratio. Great cleaning foaming soap. Code Cars with Keith will save you 10% at both DIY Detail and the House of Rags. But the advantage of buying from the House of Rags is you can combine different products from many different brands to get you to that free shipping much easier. But if you're buying a bunch of DIY Detail stuff, you can buy directly from them as well. Either way, they're being benefited because they sell at the House of Rags. House of Rags has the Pro V2 foam cannon as well. So this is our 1.25 millimeter orifice. This is dead on. My pin gauge set measures it dead at 1.25. MJGCs are always very accurate. Amazing foam, and we gave the Adams a bath over here as well. But that's really good foam. Let's make sure it's safe. 12.8 amps, so super safe. So 1.25 is only running 12.8 amps. On active 2.0 at 1.25, we're running the 14 range, which is why I'm trying to say that the potential is not reached here. They sacrificed a lot of the potential, obviously, for the longer duration, like they mentioned, and if that's their goal, then they made it. But I think you could have just added a little bit more performance. Here's a 4.0 nozzle on the rinse off. Come on, you gotta work. Ah, there you go. Give it a little bath as well. It doesn't say it's waterproof, but it's holding its own. So they say operating is 1200. This is a stock nozzle. I will warn you, like I said before, my voltage is a little low, 116, 117 most of the time, which I really don't understand why. I need to really get that looked into. But I'm kind of out in the rural area, much further away from substations. You're not going to get what you would if you were very close to one. I do know some people who get 120, 122 volts at their house, and they get 50 to 100 PSI more than I do. It's slowly growing. Going up, up. It's still going up. So about 1180. Most machines, though, kind of after a second kind of get to where they are, and they'll drop down a little bit, go up a little bit, drop down a little bit. But no, this thing just kept increasing 1 PSI at a time the whole time, just rising, rising, rising. When I stopped at 1185, it was still rising very slowly. So it's got a big ramp up. It's continuing to ramp up, which, like I told you, this thing has potential. It's barely working, which is why it is so quiet. So normally when you use the spray with a decent gun with a decent amount of flow, the impact to the panel plus what's coming out of the pressure washer gun is going to be around 80 decibels. Let's see. That's 79.9 decibels right here. And this is the noise that you're going to feel when you're washing the car. That can be as quiet as can be across the room. That isn't what's going to matter sound-wise for almost any pressure washer. Even the 2.3 far away, this is louder than the hum. But when it hits the panel, that increases to 82.5 decibels. So now I'm going to put this way over here. So we're going to kind of get, about 6 feet away. 78 dB. So let's get closer. That's 79.9 dB from maybe like a foot and a half. That's pretty quiet. One that comes with it is a 3.0. It got 1180 PSI. So let's step up to a 3.5 and see what it does. 975 on that 3.5. That's probably going to be my pick. Steep drop off at 750. All right, so GPM, you just put the bucket on the scale, you tear it out to 0. So that way the only weight that it is weighing is what's in the bucket. You just do that for a minute. We just take those pounds that are in there and we convert those to gallons. The calculation is 8.34 pounds per gallon. Now with how long it's taking the ramp up with it sometimes not coming in fully, I'm just going to do the double trigger really quick. It's just weird. I've never seen a pressure washer do that before. From the minute we started, we were at about 1080 PSI. We increased 100 PSI from the minute I pulled the trigger to all the way to the end. 12.94 pounds comes out to 1.55 gallons per minute. So we did get close to the 1200, but we got nowhere near the 1.76, 1.7 on the machine or the 1.9 on the box. But it's lowest GPM for the nozzles that we're running at that higher PSI is significantly more that you're going to get from a Ryobi or a Greenworks, because they get like 1.45, but they get it like 900 PSI. Here is our 3.5. Now that one's a little bit different. We started out at about 920 and ended at about 975. But once we got to about 975, it kind of evened out at about 30, 40 second mark. That's a little bit better. 1.66 gallons per minute at about 970 PSI. That's probably my pick. We'll obviously check the 4.0 at 800 PSI. You could run the 4.0 800 PSI, 775 or whatever it is, and run a 25 degree to get you that impact back a little bit that you're losing in that PSI drop because you're focusing that 40 degree fan to a 25. Same pressure, less surface area, more impact. So 14.82 pounds comes out to 1.77. So we did get close to their max GPM. Obviously, we could have gone down and gotten even more. But that's at 750. I don't really consider that to be a really good operating PSI. I can go as low as 800 to 850 if I'm using a 25 degree nozzle. If I'm using a 40, I want to be in that 950 to 1,000 range. Not $600 numbers, that's for sure. So to close things off, is this worth the money? I don't think so. This unit, the way it is, some people may like this. And that's why I'm not going to completely not recommend it. Like I said, at 450, if depending on what you want, that might be the way to go. For me, it's not. I would get an Active 2.0, which is definitely louder, but it allows me to build a really nice kit around that for the same 600 bucks, or the Big Boy Duo, which I never had a problem with other than overamping issues, which they fixed by giving different size nozzles, and they ship that to all the customers. So, and that Big Boy Duo can run 2 gallons per minute, and it can run a really good PSI. So I think that is a better machine in that $500 price range as well. But I just think they dropped a little bit of the potential, and I think they sacrificed too much for durability. By my opinion, some people may be the opposite of that, and that's perfectly fine. Don't forget to check out the links below for anything in the video. Do not buy this unless it's on discount or anything at Adam's site. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Jeez. Blind leading the blind out here. Keep putting my phone in my pocket, and I need it immediately. Such a habit. All right. Oops. It'd be nice if you dumped it out and tared your weight. For those of you at the very end of the video and thinking there's a whole lot of bloopers, well, there really wasn't. I do apologize. I did not spray myself in the face on camera. I did spray myself in the face over here hooking up my Elay, but I was not recording. Sorry.